Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, here today with Jake Haynes. And what we're going to talk about with Jake, besides his business and journey in business and real estate, we're going to talk about tax strategies for investors. Remember, guys, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business by providing tools and resources to grow the business they've always wanted and to, in turn, live a life they've always dreamed of. So, Jake, man, welcome to our show.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
It's nice to be with you.
Good. And thank you for coming on. I'm excited to talk about tax strategies. Everybody wants to save money. But before we get into the weeds, all that, tell our audience a little bit about you, your background in business and real estate and kind of what got you up till today.
Great. Yeah. I've been a CPA, certified public accountant, for about 25 years now, and been doing real estate investing activities since about 2012-13 timeframe.
Okay.
And so I started out just investing in a little bit of real estate, and then started doing more rental type activities, and then went into flipping activities, and then went into being the money for the lending, that whole of things, and so I just kind of been in all pieces in great detail, kind of in each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so my firm, CPA firm, we work with hundreds and hundreds of real estate professionals of all kinds, from the people who own real estate and doing renting, to the people who are doing flips, to the investors that are, making money in different formats by being involved in real estate. And I'm just helping them save all the money they possibly can. It's kind of a fun game.
Awesome. And I'm definitely looking forward to talking about tax strategies. But if you've watched any of my podcasts, I like to go backwards. Did you go to school to study to be a CPA, or how'd you fall into that?
I actually did. I've always been an entrepreneur. As a kid, at 14 years old, I was making things and selling them. And at 15, I had paper routes. And by the time I was 16, I had a lawn business. And I was one of those. I had a slogan, Jake the Snake Gardeners,
Like Jake the Snake, the quarterback.
Yeah, right. And I kind of went like that. I didn't think I was going to go into school. I'm like, dude, I've got a business. I'm going to explode and grow. But this girl, brought me to, go to school with her. And it was the best moves I ever made. Got my degree in accounting. And it's
Okay.
not very common, but in my case, I stayed in accounting and just love it to death. And we now have one of the largest privately owned single member CPA firms in the United States.
Awesome. So you were a serial entrepreneur that liked numbers.
Mhm.
Where did real estate come in?
Yeah, right. The numbers tell the entire story.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
When you're talking real estate, it is numbers. And, a lot of real estate agents are not number focused. They're people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are kinds of people involved in real estate. It's not their forte. And so it has been something I've been able to really specialize in and really serve the clients well, giving them what they need to move on.
Was there a influence, someone in your life that was a realtor, a builder, an investor? Like, where did the whole seed come from, or was it just like, you saw an ad and like, hey, real estate?
Mm-hmm. I actually in 2006 I started working with a business coach.
Okay.
And I was initially kind of the opinion that I don't need a business coach. I know how to run a business, right?
Right.
But it was the smartest thing I ever did. And in a matter of a few years, I had a business that was a profitable enterprise that runs itself without you, an investment.
Mm-hmm.
And once I had that running, for the most part, without me and all the day-to-day stuff being done, I basically kind of got bored. And then I realized, okay, now I've got to find ways to invest and grow and develop different areas, start working on my vision for life.
Yeah.
That's what brought me into real estate.
Okay. A lot of people say, like, the little Rich Dad, Poor Dad type of, read that book, saw or heard about real estate. So as you're getting into, let's talk about your real estate part, or even it can be relatable to the CPA business. What were some of the struggles when you got started? On the real estate side, how did you find properties? On the CPA side, how did you find customers?
Yeah. I had some serious woozy, some really bad experiences early.
Tell us one of them at least. Come on, you can't leave us hanging right there.
Right. Yes, I had a property that I invested in. I'm thinking this is going to be great. It's a lakefront property, and it's going to sell for all this money, and we ended up being upside down about $75,000-$80,000.
Ooh, why?
We had to go back to the studs, and we had to rip stuff off of the house here, and we had to the septic tank was cracked, So
Mm-hmm.
we're talking on a lakefront, putting a new septic tank in was a monumental not legal, but government mess. It just went on and on and on. It never quit. And I was upside down so much money. I was going to make like a lot of money. I figured I was going to make 300, and I lost 75.
Ooh, so this is kind of like the Money Pit movie house type of thing. You got on there, just start sucking it all away.
Oh yeah, and I had the contractor who shafted me and left, and left with my massive down payment, and I had the one of the guys that was helping to do the project finds out he's got a death in the family, gone for weeks, no nothing. Here I am, being busy with other things and saying, okay, can you do this for me? And I ended up having to go in there and dig ditches, And
so for our audience out there, here's a learning point. In hindsight, what would you have done differently prior to making that deal?
Yes. The first thing is it is all in the buy. 100%. It is all in the buy. You have to buy at the right price, at the right time, the right property, right? And so you work with people who know what they're doing. When you're in the process of getting a property, when you find the property, everyone's all excited. Oh, we're gonna buy, we're gonna buy, we're gonna buy. Not even me, not even. I'm like, let's go through the checklist. Has it got every single component there that
Right.
says that we're buying at the right?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Price. And then it's the money deal. It's what do you do with how is the money going to be acquired? Is it hard money? Is it a regular loan? Is it investor money? Is it a cash acquisition? And knowing your cost of money.
Yes.
And it goes on. It's all of the details about if you're doing the financing. What are the fees and the interest rates, and what is the cash required to close, and what is the monthly payment, and can you handle all of these cash flow situations and the carrying costs associated with the loan, and are there lines on loans that you need to worry about? There's just a host of things that are involved with getting it right, and that's just in the beginning. That's just getting started.
Right, right. And your CPA knowledge helped you with the numbers side of it, right? I'm sure. But what about the tactical side of the flipping and all that type of stuff? I mean, where did you learn that? Did you seek out a mentor like you did a business coach?
hmm So I had a little bit of experience. I had run a landscape company, and I had a little
Okay.
bit of experience about how hard the contracting world is.
Hmm.
It is a vicious world. Contractors and the people that you work with can be very hard and challenging to work with. So I had kind of a background in that already, and I was ready for that. And I took my time to find work with, connect with a lot of different contractors
Right.
and weed through them quickly, make a decision fast to let go
Hmm.
of, and make a decision slow to bring someone in.
Hire slowly, fire quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing with the contractor, right?
Right.
And so we look very carefully at those processes. And now what we have is we have a team that is working on, it's kind of like 1 + 1 equals not just 3, but 4 and 5 and 6.
Hmm.
So I have a process that I use now where basically I've got about 40 to 50 people at any given time that are involved in a process whereby we say we find a property and there's people that are involved in that process. Then
Okay.
we pick a team of investors, and
Hmm.
we pick a team of contractors, and we pick a team of people that are going to help us to close, like the real estate agent and others that will help us in that close process. And we create a pool and we call it an LLC. And I set up this LLC with a specific operating agreement and a specific agreements. And everyone gets a piece of the game,
Right.
not just like me buying the property, but I share the game with all parties. So we create an entity and we create an operating agreement on it, and someone will bring in this and someone will bring in this, and they'll get their stuff back, but then we share in that game. And
Hmm.
that has vested everyone with an incredible interest to work fast, to get it done right, to make it look beautiful, right?
Yeah.
To close timely, fast, to energetically find the close and find the people who are going to both buy and sell, the whole picture. I've got
Sure.
people who are vested with an interest in its success. And this team of investors has now been, perfected and run again and again and again and again and again, and it happens real quick and fast.
Sweet.
Great
Love
process.
it. Before we talk about tax strategies,
Yeah.
what do you think are some of your keys to success? I mean, you've been through the markets, you've been through, ups and downs, changes and pivots, I'm sure. What do you think are your biggest keys to success?
Number one, as I said, it's in the buy. The buy is always where it starts. And so getting all of the information up front about the house and knowing exactly where the gain is, right? You got to count for, you have to account for every single cost associated with the project. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just say, oh, it's a good sales price, and you can buy it for 400 and sell it for 600. There's so much to the buy process that
Yeah.
that I detail it out, and when we find a property, then it is about acting fast, right? So we go in with a cash buy and close in just a few days.
Yeah.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Speed is everything.
Yeah, and by the time we actually get to title and are closing and going through escrow and closing the deal, we have already got the entire construction project outlined. And
It's awesome.
we have one person that's in charge of that. They know what's happening when, and we're careful about things like permits, and timing for product to come in and timing for contractors to get in and do the project. We are looking at these things, immediately and efficiently to work it out. Time is money, and we make
Yeah.
sure and make that money that make that time create money for us.
Well, it sounds like you have incredible systems and processes and just things in place to keep that flowing and running smoothly, right?
Yes.
And that's awesome. Sounds like you had a great business rolling. So let's talk about, our topic, a little bit what we mentioned earlier. Before we talk about the tax strategies you would recommend to investors, let's talk about mistakes people make, investors make, entrepreneurs make when doing or filing taxes, those type of things.
I would say the number one mistake would be not reporting to the IRS. That is where people get audited.
Right.
Erroneous reporting. That is where people get in trouble. The IRS is quote unquote do what they're going to get. They're going to, you just got to figure they're going to get it one way or another. So let's see that they get it, and timely that they get it, but let's see that they get only what they absolutely
deserve
are due to get, right?
Yeah.
Not one dime more. And we have some processes, for our investor clients and our flippers and our real estate agents, and different things for these different parties that help them to get the very best out of their least taxable income kind of thing.
Okay. So let's talk about some tax strategies. Like, what are some things that you'd recommend, whether it's a flipper, whether it's maybe a real, a buy and hold, a landlord?
Yeah. Yeah, so purchasing real estate is a great strategy. I have a five-tiered approach about how I talk about people or educate people on how to build wealth. And a business is one, an occupation is one, and real estate is a big picture, and it takes up the final three categories. There is a key to doing it successfully, and if you follow the turnkey process, you could really build great wealth in the real estate world, and it kind of balances out, like the stock market goes up and down like this, and the real estate market can also go up and down like this, and they can have their ups and downs and not always in tandem with each other. So that's actually a good thing, right? So you balance that with your investment activities, your profession and building activities, potentially income from business activities, and income and wealth building from real estate activities. And you create ultimately a good, strong, more balanced portfolio.
Got
And
it.
so we educate people on doing that, and then how to avoid taxes in that process.
Okay, let's talk about some of that. How do they avoid taxes in the process?
Yeah, okay. So doing 1031 exchanges, right? 1031 exchanges are an excellent way to go from one property, like a rental property, to another rental property, right,
Hmm.
without selling one and buying the other and incurring no capital gain. You exchange into the other property and you have no capital gains tax that's incurred. So that's
Right.
just one thing. And there's some specific rules, some ways in which you do it or you're allowed to do it. And if you're allowed to do it and you can do it, then you should positively do a 1031 exchange. The best way to avoid taxes on that kind of transaction. The biggest thing about that is you have to hold it for more than a year, and it has to be a like kind exchange. In other words, a rental property for a rental property,
Hmm.
an investment property for an investment property, right?
Right.
You can't convert a primary residence, sell it, and into a rental property and not incur capital gains if there's going to be a capital gains incur, and vice versa. You can't take a rental property and exchange it into a primary residence. So there's lots of rules, right? On my
Hmm.
website, I have a whole list of questions and answers relating to 1031 exchanges that are good for just understanding the basics. From there, you can contact an expert, and we've got some on our website.
Awesome. Do you have like any type of like coaching course or any type of other programs where people can learn, like reach out to you and learn?
Yes, I do. We have an investor coaching course that we hold, and we have right now about 20 people that are in the investing program. And this is it's more like a one-on-one thing that we have chosen to
Hmm.
do now. We used to do it in a bigger picture where it was like a classroom setting. But
Right.
we haven't done that for a few years. We have a one-on-one coaching. So what we do is we just take a few of these people under our arm
Okay.
and say, I'm going to give you some resources and some contacts that are going to help you with this, and this. I'm going to give you some processes to just follow as you do the transaction, and then we're going to coach you as you go through it. Right?
Okay.
It's a great tool, and we got a handful of people that are going through it.
And this only in, I think you said you're in Washington. Is this only in your area? Is this like, anybody nationwide?
Now, this could be nationwide. We in the area we have some specific contacts that are better, for the local area. So if you're doing, a flip in like
Got it.
Florida, as compared to where we are in Washington, I don't have some of those contacts, but I have the format for how to find them quickly. And it's all about time, right? And
Yeah.
if you can speed up your process, what is your time worth per hour? I mean, I'm worth in the neighborhood of $1,000 an hour, and
Hmm.
and if you're not making that money ultimately by the time you put in, there's a learning curve, but ultimately you
Sure.
should be efficient in that machine and making money. And I'm very careful to not only use your time wisely, but to do things that do make money in a timely fashion.
I love it.
Or some
If
other
there,
idea, some other tax strategies.
what's that?
You want some other tax
Yeah,
strategies?
yeah. I mean, we got some time here. Yeah,
All
go ahead.
right.
Let's
All
hear
right.
them.
So yeah. All right. I'm kind of losing track of time. You'll tell me when to shut up, right?
I will.
Okay, great. So there's a thing called a Delaware Statutory Trust, DST. What a Delaware Statutory Trust does is it says, I have sold a house, and let's say I've made a two or three or $400,000 capital gain, but I don't want to have to pay the taxes on it, and I don't want to do a 1031 or an investment into another property, and I don't need the money. I sold the rental.
Hmm.
So when you put it into a DST, what the DST does is it's an organization, a process whereby they take tons of money from all these individuals and they go and buy like a property at Disneyland and they cash out for it. And it's a cash cow of a property, right? And they don't
Mm-hmm.
have any debt on it now. And so they're making amazing cash flow. So yours and a whole bunch of other people's goes and pays cash for this property. And every year you're getting rental income from this process. And then after a period of time, which you determine how long that's going to be based on the investment you enter in on, they say, okay, we're going
Right.
to sell this in 7 years. So in 7 years, they will sell the property. Let's say you put in 200,000, you will probably walk away with like 400 or 500,000 because they'll sell this at a capital gain and you'll get a piece of that. And
Hmm.
during the interim, you got rental income, net income from the process, and potentially some tax write-offs. So at the end of it, they then sell, and now you recognize a gain. That's going to be bigger, almost definitely bigger, right? After 7 years of holding a commercial property listing. And when they sell, you have the option. You can then pay the taxes, so you postpone the taxes or roll it into another DST. And you roll it, and you roll it, and you roll it, and you roll it, and eventually it goes to your heirs, potentially almost or entirely tax-free. Right?
Awesome.
So if you're just looking for a way to not hide some money, but put some money into an effective tool, that's it. There's a lot of other rules, won't go into it, but that is definitely one. There's another way to do it, and that is to create a DAF, DAF. Donor advised funds are funds that basically you say, I made $100,000 in profit, and I don't want to pay taxes on it, so I'm going to put it into a charitable DAF, and in this DAF, the money goes in here in a tax sheltered instrument. Mm-hmm. You are able then to make charitable contributions for a period of time. While the money's in there, it's gaining interest or whatever growth. So it starts out of 100 and just kind of grows in value. At the same time, you're distributing out money and you're making charitable contributions to all kinds of causes that you might already do. And what happens is you don't pay taxes on the 100,000.
You don't pay taxes on that, yeah.
Contribution. So
man,
people.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Good way to save money, guys. If anybody's listening to this and they want to talk to you more about it, obviously we only have a limited amount of time, but how do they reach out to you? How do they get in touch?
actiontaxteam.com is our website. And I'm also on on social media as Jake Haynes in different formats. But that's the primary way. You can see some of these resources on our Action Tax Team website.
Awesome. Guys, we'll put all that information in the show notes. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Thank you so much, Jake, for coming on here and sharing that information. Tax strategy is not my ball of wax, but it sounds like the way to save some money. So guys, reach out to him. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.